and hypothyroid. I'm going to bring in my friend Julie. She's been on this journey with regenerating her body through nutrition, functional nutrition, for a few years now, and I am so excited. She's about to join me to share how she has been able to regenerate that Hashimoto's, that thyroid issue, and so many other health issues like inflammation, dehydration, malnutrition, right? All these things, stress that sometimes we ignore for a very long period of time, and that they end up taking a toll in our body. So I am so happy to. She looks amazing. She's glowing. She's a totally different woman. And I was like, I need to interview Julie because she has radically transformed. Hi, Julie.
Hey.
Thank you so much for making the time and being here with me, sharing your story and your journey that you have been on. I always say our story, it's the most powerful thing that we have to share. And, we're here to help the person that we once were, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going? How's pregnancy life?
Oh my God, baby's moving so much. I have a little bit of rib pain, and I hear mom talks about rib pain, and I never knew what that felt to have rib pain. But I think the baby gets bigger and the bones are pushing against my ribs. So then my ribs become really tender, which is a crazy feeling to even explain to someone. But pregnancy's going well. Thankfully, I have all this incredible nutrition to fill my body with, and I know that my baby's getting nourished to a cellular level, and that feeling is priceless as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell women who are about to get pregnant or wanting to get pregnant all the time to get on this nutrition because it's going to be so beneficial, not only for them, but also for their baby. It's going to give their baby the best possibility of starting life on a healthy note. Most babies these days, unfortunately, are born with a lot of chemical toxicity within their body, and that's why kids are so sickly now, and that's why
Yeah.
babies are so sickly. I see it all the time. Like, I'll see a mom at the farmer's market and I'll look into her baby's eyes because I also do clinical iridology, and I can just tell by looking into the baby's eyes that there are all of these things that are going on within the body that are not good. So
100%. I did a live yesterday with Nancy, and she explained how most children now are born with heavy metals in their brain. That's why autism is on the rise, and a lot of mental health issues within our children are happening. And it really comes to the mom and the diet the mom had prior to pregnancy. And I know this program helps tons of moms, and I know it helps people like you and like me that
mhm.
have been under stress, that life was hard, and it took a toll on our bodies. And I'm here to share with everyone that there's hope, and that there is a way to get better naturally without spending thousands of dollars with a doctor and blood work and all these tests and all these blood exams that everyone gets done. I mean, I remember when I tested my thyroid, I called you and I said, Julie, what do I do to increase my T3 or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, do I need more Brazilian nuts? Like, what do I do? And you're like, have more Love Super Meal.
Exactly. Do that. Yeah, I mean, and it's also like, it's not just on the moms, it's also on the dads. So when
Yeah.
couples reach out, or when moms reach out to me, or soon to be moms reach out to me, I'm like, it's not just on you. Your partner needs to also clean up their diet and nourish their body more deeply, because that means that you're going to be able to have the healthiest child possible. And that, like, if you want to talk about loving your kids and loving, like, that's the best way you can love on your family, is by actually consciously creating sorry, I got all of a sudden my DMs are going crazy. But like, really being conscientious, like, in that whole process, the 6 months prior to pregnancy, like really taking care of your health. But I think we were going to talk about thyroid.
Yes, we're gonna talk about thyroid, your Hashimoto's, and the journey that you've been on with your health. But I do want to mention one thing, that Ra and I both did this program in January. We said, you know what, at the beginning of the year, we cleanse from parasites, we cleanse from heavy metals. We do it multiple times a year. And this year, without even knowing we were going to get pregnant towards the beginning of the year, we still did it. And now that I'm pregnant, I am so grateful that I did the program, that I did the parasite cleanse, that I did biomedic, that I did all the things, because 2 months later, I got pregnant. And this is why it's so important to have a healthy lifestyle. Don't just only get healthy when you're about to get pregnant. Like, live a healthy life, and then you're always ready when life happens.
Exactly.
So, yay. So I want you to share a little bit with everyone here. I mean, I get so many girls that are experiencing Hashimoto's, that are experiencing thyroid imbalances. And I said, I have the perfect story to share with the world. It's my friend Julie. She's been through everything and she has thrived and she's glowing and she feels great and she shares this with everyone. So I want to share that message. So how do you get involved and into this healthy lifestyle? How was your life before and how is it now by transitioning with organic superfoods?
So I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's in 2014, and that happened about a year and a half after my husband passed away. So one of the things that I share with people who have autoimmune conditions is really pay attention to what was happening in your life before that diagnosis. Chances are most of us unfortunately are not taught how to live a healthy lifestyle from birth. So I would say, was my diet as bad as a majority of people? No, but I had not great habits. And then after my husband passed away, I went through a period of extreme stress where my adrenals were literally brought to the ground. And understandably so. I mean, I'm speaking about it very calmly, you guys, to anybody who's watching live or the replay, but that's only because I've had a lot of time to grieve and process and go through therapy and all the things, so I can be very calm about it. But that was kind of the tipping point that created this imbalance within my body with the thyroid and the Hashimoto's. And so I did what most people do. I went to a doctor, I got the diagnosis. The doctor always recommends pills. And so I thought, oh, here's this person in a white lab coat. They must know what they're talking about. And so I went on the pills and I thought I would start to feel like my old self. And that is not what happened at all. I went through years and years of feeling worse and worse, and I was diligently taking the meds every single day. And then once I realized that the meds weren't working, I started looking for other options. So I started making like different kinds of changes in terms of my diet and my lifestyle. I tried so many things. I tried like this program that was it was like $3,500 with like a dietitian, and it was like this whole thing. And I didn't feel better. I didn't lose weight. I still had tons of inflammation in my body. It was a big old waste of money. And part of the reason I do what I do is I want to help people save themselves from having to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on, excuse my language, just bullshit programs.
Yeah.
So it's very, very frustrating. Like I probably spent tens of thousands of dollars between the different things that I tried over the years. And then back in 2019, I would say the angels smiled on me because I stumbled across a podcast of Dr. Zach Bush talking about glyphosate. And that was the first thing that I heard. And by this point in time, I was a practitioner. I was, a holistic nutritionist and a health coach. But I was somebody who was sick and I couldn't figure out how to get myself better. And I know that there are loads of practitioners out there who are not healthy and they're trying to guide people and they can't even guide themselves back to health. So anyway, I listened to this podcast. I started to understand the connection between autoimmune conditions and exposure to glyphosate. And then I started to look for like, how do I get this toxin out of my body? And I would say that was in March. And then in July of that same year, 2019, was when I found the nutrition reset that we work with. And it just made so much sense in terms of nourishing at the cell level, getting rid of the heavy metals and glyphosate, and really working on the gut health, and starting to parasite cleanse, right? Like it's a really good entry level parasite cleanse in that program. So I did that program for 6 months solid. And at the end of the 6 months, I was off the meds. The depression, the brain fog, the chronic aches and pains, like all of that went away, hasn't come back. I started to finally lose weight, and it's been 5.5 years since I've been off the meds.
Wow.
And I did blood work in March of this year before I embarked on another protocol. And my TSH, my T3, my T4, my entire thyroid panel is completely normal. So I don't have Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism. I don't have any of that. I'm not taking supplements for my thyroid. All I'm doing is superfoods, herbs, and whole foods, and that's it. Like I don't supplement anything.
Yeah.
So, there is a holistic way to do it. And this is just my lifestyle. Like I use the superfoods like 2-3 times a day. Like to me, it's superior nutrition than anything that is sold in a grocery store. So why would I waste my money on stuff that I know isn't good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my
Incredible.
story. And I feel amazing.
I mean, you look amazing. I've told you already how many times how much you're glowing, your skin, your hair. Raw was like, "Did you see Julie?" And I was like, "I did. She looks incredible." Because I mean, we haven't seen each other in probably like a year in person or a little
2
longer,
years.
two
It was 2
years.
years.
So, sometimes when 2 years go by and you see somebody that's been on this health journey and you're like, wow, right? It's impressive the transformation that you've been on. And I mean, everything, your skin, I think your hair's thicker, just, I mean,
Yeah.
inflammation, your face, like everything is different about you. And I was so inspired in what's possible by just tapping back with the power of nature, like biohacking with nature. Like we can biohack our body by reconnecting to earth and having the nutrition that the earth created for us. It's just, we're
I
so
mean,
disconnected.
I've called this my nutrition biohack for years.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people I am the queen of biohacking. I biohack everything. And to me, this just makes so much logical sense to nourish your body so deeply at the cell level. And I mean, I can tell you there's no way that I could eat the amount of food that just even one of the shakes gives me. Like I would be eating all day, and you and I are both busy people. I don't have time to do that. Like,
Yep. I understand. Raw and I used to juice about 40 pounds of oranges per week. I used to peel them and then Raw would juice them and we would drink it off the juicer as it was coming out of the juicer without even putting it in a cup because we wanted it, all those enzymes, we wanted it as raw and leaving as possible. But it was exhausting and I can't even imagine a family doing that, even less spending that much money buying organic produce to juice. I mean, we would do $300 to $400 minimum a week to
yeah,
buy all of our organic produce. And here in California, it's expensive. And I know there's other parts of the United States it's even more expensive. So it's not sustainable, it's not affordable. And definitely this nutrition program has made our life so much easier to the point that we can do it every day. And it takes us 4 minutes to do the
yeah,
entire program and we get to feel better and save money.
yeah. And it's also the time component, the money component and the time component. Like juicing is a whole ordeal. Like, um, we have a juicer. Yes, we use it. Do we use it every day? No, because it's time consuming and you got to
Yeah.
clean it up and all. Like I don't even use the juicer. Michael's the only one who uses a juicer because I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna have my green shake because I know it takes me 30 seconds to make. And let's face it, you and I are lucky we get to work from home. Most people are commuting.
Yeah.
Like where I live just outside of Toronto, it is not uncommon for people to spend 2 to 3 hours a day in traffic commuting back and forth, right? Then they've got a family, maybe they've got like a dog or a cat, maybe they've got elderly parents that they're looking after. I know that that's a story for a lot of people that I
Yeah.
talk to. So who the heck has time to be juicing?
Yeah. I mean, no one. And if we have to buy a juice at the store, I remember I will spend $14. Now it's more like $19 for
Yeah.
an 8-ounce juice without even all the nutrition that it's available in these superfoods. Again, it's all about nutrition, right? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. You can eat
Yeah.
less with more nutrients. And this is what we have being taught in the United States. You know, we count calories. I used to count macros. I used to count fat, carbs, and proteins, but I was never taught to count nutrients. And just like you, I lived a very stressful life. I was working, I was drinking 3 to 4 cups of coffee, a shot of espresso, going to sleep, burnt out, and it took a toll on my health. I mean, I think my adrenals were fried completely, like
Yeah.
so fried that I couldn't even sustain a pregnancy because my body was so exhausting. And you need strong adrenals to hold a pregnancy. You need good, healthy kidneys, right?
Yeah.
You need a body that is not on stress. And I think that having this responsibility of like, I have to juice, I have to eat healthy, I have to buy organic, I have to do this, I have to do that, and then you're exhausted, you're tired, and the whole system is set up for people to fail with their health.
Yeah.
And I love that, you know, you try the program, you loved it, you share it with everyone, right? Because when we find something that works, it's our birthright to share it, right? We have to share it. And I'm just so proud of you for all the lives that you're changing,
I
and
see
mainly by
silver.
leading by example, you know, because I see that you're one of those ladies that tries it first. You try everything for yourself, you make sure that it works, and then you share it,
Yeah.
right? Like I seen you do that over and over, and you find the absolute best. And I was like, I gotta bring Julie to share this story because it's very powerful.
Yeah. I mean, if personally, like if it wasn't the best, I wouldn't be on it. I tell people all the time, like if I try something and it doesn't work, I'm never going to share it. I don't care how much money is on the table. I'm not going to share it.
Yeah.
It has to work because my integrity means a lot to me. Like my word is my bond, and I want to make sure. The other thing also is I used to be sick, and I remember how frustrating it was to spend money on a program and then it didn't work, and getting my hopes up and all of that. I know how frustrating that was. And so it's really, really important for me to make the proper recommendation to people so that they don't waste their money, don't waste their time, don't get their hopes up unnecessarily. And this is something like I've been working with this now for 6 years.
Yeah.
Every single person that I have ever put this on who sticks to the program, sticks to the protocol, always sees improvement. Like that's pretty impressive, you know, in my opinion, because that says something to like how foundational nutrition is and how foundational quality is that even the people who are buying organic, and I have clients who come to me and they're buying organic and they're watching what they eat and they're mindful, and you know, on the surface, you know, their diet is not that bad. They're not doing the fast food, they're not doing the processed food, but they are still not getting the nutrients.
Yeah.
Right? That's what's missing. They're not getting the quality nutrients. And this really is about putting potent nutrients into your body at the cell level and then allowing your body to do what it knows to do, which is to heal itself, right?
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Yes, the body's designed to heal itself. It just needs the right tools.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I say that over and over. We, you know, our body is healing us with every breath that we take. And I always remember this quote by, was it Hippocrates, that says, before you heal someone, ask them if they're willing to give up what made them sick, right? Because there's so much that we can do if people are not willing to give up the stress, the addiction, right? The addiction to junk foods, and the addiction to convenience, right? All these things. And I'm just so grateful that we have this to share with the world. And Julie, I want you to share with everyone, how did you do the ULT to be able to regenerate your hypothyroid, your Hashimoto's? I know you did take the Love Super Meal. I know that
Mhm.
that's a really powerful product that you did consume.
So initially, actually, I just did the transformation. I just did the 2 power shakes a day, Biomedic, the aminos, and I did the super cleanser. I did multiple rounds of that. And then once at the end of the 6 months, that's when I added in the Love Super Meal. So I managed, and I've had other clients who've had the same success of just doing the transformation. They've seen huge shifts.
Yeah.
And then, and then I added in the Love Super Meal later. And to this day, like I still do 2 to 3 tablespoons. Like I usually do 1 green shake a day, which is my power shake, but I like to call it like my souped up power shake because I add in extra kamut, I add in extra spirulina and barley, and I even put in a little bit of green spectrum. I open the Biomedic capsule, drop it right in there, and I do a little bit of carrot juice plus. So I like make this green juice even more potent.
Yeah.
That's how I like it. It tastes absolutely delicious. So I usually have one of those a day. And then later in the day, usually in late afternoon, it's late afternoon for me, I will do more of like a fruit-based shake. So that one will have some dark berry protein. Talk about glowing skin. I'll usually do 3 tablespoons of dark berry protein, 3 tablespoons of the Super Meal LOV, and then I'll throw in some frozen mixed berries, strawberries, that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, the superfoods are a big part of my daily foundation in terms of nutrition, right? I use the ionic elements, I use the pineal clear, I use the apothecary. Like there's a lot, like
Yeah.
cocoa hydrate. I mean, if anybody comes over to my house and they open up my cupboard, it's like just full to the brim with different superfoods. But I mean, I'd rather have that than run out, you
Oh my
know?
God. It's the same. I think I have a little warehouse in my house. We literally have absolutely everything. And I agree with you. I love the kamut. I love the green spectrum, mixing it with a power shake. Now that I'm pregnant, I add a lot of barley as
Yeah.
well. I love to mix the dark berry protein with the biofruit and a little apothecary every afternoon. And it's been like my most powerful craving in this pregnancy. It's just
Yeah.
dark berry protein, biofruit, a little cherry.
Yeah. I mean, I also love coming up with different flavor combos. Like I came up with a flavor combo while I saw you guys on the weekend. And then yesterday I was in my kitchen and I'm like, I think I want to make a shake that I'll probably post it. I'm not going to share what the combo is going to be. I'm going to like play around with the combination. And then if I like it, I'll post it in my stories today and maybe do a reel out of it. But that's part of the fun is like a lot of these things we can mix and match and play with it. And I usually give different clients different recommendations depending on what's going on for them health wise. But yeah, I mean the basic ULT is it's really potent. It's powerful. It's more nutrition than anybody's body has
Yeah.
ever seen their entire life up to this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen people drink the power shake in front of me and literally get a high of energy immediately. And they said, "What did you just give me?" And I said, just greens, like real greens that are grown on mineral rich soils with good water, with love, with intention, and we get that energy back into our bodies. And like I always say, in traditional Chinese medicine, our gut is linked to the earth element.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what we're doing to the earth? We're destroying all the bacteria, all the biome in the soils. And as we are destroying that, we're also destroying the biome in our gut. We are
Yeah.
connected. We are an extension of the soil. And when we bring that information, because food is information, when we bring that information from the soils into our body is like it's like a computer, starts to operate, right? Starts to
Yeah.
flow.
The other thing is like most people are very acidic,
Mm-hmm.
and they're and because they're so acidic, it that's why they're so inflamed, right? All of that acidity from the diet and the stress and too many EMFs, like all of that is acid, 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 acid in the body. And so, of course, the body's really inflamed and toxic. And so what the greens are doing is they help to, not only are they living, there's living enzymes within the shake, but they're also helping to alkalize the body, which allows the body to start to restore its own balance, because we're not meant to be in a highly acidic state.
Yeah.
That's one part of it. And then the other piece of it is biomedic, in terms of what it does for gut support and removing glyphosate. Like, that's key. We are all breathing in glyphosate. It's getting into our body. Like, even if you're someone who eats organic and you're like, oh, I'm organic, non-GMO, it's like you're still breathing it in, baby.
Yeah.
That is what happens because glyphosate is water soluble, and we're on a water soluble planet. So,
100%. I mean, we have Chris on the comment saying, I lost 30 pounds on the superfoods. Again,
yeah.
congratulations. It's,
Yay.
a lot of the weight, it tends to be inflammation weight as well, right? Because of the acidosis, because of the high levels of toxins, parasite, bacteria, yeast, mold. I remember getting a live blood analysis, and I even saw gas from my stove in my blood. And
Wow.
the doctor is like, do you cook with a gas stove? And I said, yes. And he's like, well, when you cook, I want you to open all the windows because you're breathing that in and there's gas in your blood. And I'm like, what? Like, little things like that sometimes we don't oversee. If you cook with a gas stove, that's going to end up in your blood. If you have a lot of stress, well, that creates leaky gut. You could have the perfect diet, but stress is going to create that leaky gut, and stuff is going to start leaking in, like parasites in the lettuce, right? Toxins in the yogurt, and plastics in the tea, whatever it might be. That's going to all leak straight into our blood and straight into our lymphatic. And then all that inflammation, all that excess weight starts to come out as we start taking that biomedic, as we start taking all the chlorophyll, the power shake, the barley, like all these super alkalizing greens, those phytonutrients that are gonna cleanse our body. They're like little sponges that cleanse everything, and it helps us get into that optimal health, and then the weight comes out magically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so to me, it's not about exercising more, counting calories, or counting macros. It's really about nourishing at the cell level, alkalizing the body, and then allowing the body to do what it is designed to do. And I mean, I've seen so many magical things happen over the past 6 years of working with this with my clients. Like, one of my clients at 45 years old, she did the transformation and she got pregnant because it was her second marriage. She did want to get pregnant. So I just want to say that. But yeah, like at 45 years old, she got pregnant and she has a healthy baby boy. Well, he's now going to be 3. he's going to be 3. So he's no longer a baby, but that goes to show like what is possible when we really take care of our health and our nutrition. So
Yeah, and I love what you said on Sunday. It's all about foundational nutrition. Before you do anything, foundational nutrition, because when you fix that nutrition, most of the other elements and things that are going on disappear, and then you no longer need the surgery. You no longer need to remove your gallbladder, right? You no longer need all these invasive procedures that we are recommended to by people that we are supposed to trust, that might have the best intentions for us, right? But the system, it's taking control of everything. And again, simple things as foundational nutrition can be the solution for most of our issues. And I think that Dave said on the call, like 90 something percent of people that go to the hospital don't even need to, right? They can just fix themselves alone through nutrition. They don't need any doctors.
95% of illness is diet and lifestyle related. So you can't outsource diet and lifestyle. So if you're on pills, you're actually suppressing the symptoms. If you do the surgery, you're not addressing the root causes, and you're actually really doing yourself a disservice and creating more suffering. not a day goes by where I don't talk to people who aren't dealing with like a wide range of side effects because they've been on medications for years and years and years. But at the end of the day, I still put them on this because I'm like, let's start with your nutrition. Let's see what happens. And then if we need other things, we'll bring in those other things. But let's start with the foundation, always with the foundation. You would never build a house without a proper foundation.
Exactly. I love that. Thank you so much, Julie, for making the time to share your story and, you know, your wisdom with everyone here. And if everybody needs to reach out to Julie, Julie Brar on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, literally you're the same everywhere.
Yeah.
And I love you so much. Thank you for sharing with us and all the gold nuggets that you shared with us. That I'm going to share this video with absolutely everyone that's struggling with, you know, the things that you struggle with. And I want to wrap it up because I know I have so many people that interview me this weekend and they keep on asking me, what superfoods do you take being pregnant? I take Power Shake every day. If I don't take Power Shake, it's hard to go to the bathroom because the digestive system slows down drastically. I mean, my intestines are squeezed like this, right?
Yeah.
So, Power Shake, game changer, helps you with constipation, especially through pregnancy. I do the barley, the green spectrum. I also do the biofruit, game changer, especially sometimes if I have nausea and I don't want to eat. Again, this is the most nutrition that I could have. I do a lot of aminos, especially skin elasticity. Amy Venner, the founder of this company, she told me on Saturday, when you're in labor, keep on popping aminos every few minutes. Aminos, because I mean, giving birth is the most intense workout you ever gonna get done. It's like running an intensive marathon. So I've been drinking aminos throughout my entire pregnancy. And honestly, I really strongly believe that taking at least 30 aminos a day prior to pregnancy helped me carry this strong baby because I have a strong baby. And I think it was the overload of aminos and apothecary cherry. Like I was doing aminos cherry all day long.
I mean, you look great. I'm glad I got to see you in all your pregnant glory.
Thank you. I mean, you've seen me on my darkest days.
Yes,
And now you're seeing me in my glowing days. And again, it's life, you know. Sometimes we're in the darkness, sometimes we're in the glow. Life is a pendulum, you know. We just keep swinging back and forth, but we always get up and we always get better. And especially when you're aligned with the right community, with the people that empower you, the people that can see you be like, people that can see you heal, the people that can see you glowing, the people that can see you successfully thriving before you can even see yourself. And that's what I love about you, is that when you have your clients that come in with all these sicknesses and all this health issues, you can visualize them.
Yeah.
I don't want to say healed, but you can visualize them healthy. And it's that trust, you know, they borrow that trust that you have in them so they can also see that better version of themselves. So
yeah, awesome.
Yay. Well, thank you, Julie.
Thank you,
Say hi to
Carolina.
Michael, and I love you so much, and I hope to see you soon.
All right.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.